It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Friday, October 13th edition. Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. It's also my birthday eve. Can we breeze through this real quick? I got birthday stuff to do.
What are you doing for your birthday? What are these big plans that you have?
Well, we have our RadioU traditional birthday lunch.
You know what's messed up?
What's that?
Commenting on this. I was thinking about this last night.
Yeah.
So the last two birthday lunches you and I have done, right? We have done breakfast places, correct?
Yeah.
But we are, which I like, because I love breakfast, but we're kind of shorthanding ourselves because the Riot used to get a birthday breakfast.
You're right. We did. When Nikki was here, we would get a birthday breakfast and then we'd go out somewhere for lunch.
Yeah, but we both take breakfast places. This isn't anyone's fault but our own. We could
double down on breakfast.
You're saying we could have just ordered breakfast and then went to breakfast?
I could have ordered Wendy's breakfast in.
Like order Wendy's breakfast and then go to breakfast? That seems kind of selfish.
Why?
Because if we can't have two birthday breakfasts.
They can be totally different.
I know they can be different, but we would have to pick a lunch place to get the birthday breakfast, I think. It would only feel right. I would feel wrong double downing.
I guess so.
That makes them feel, because they're both on the house.
Yeah.
So I would feel bad if I did breakfast and then breakfast again. I would have to do breakfast and lunch. So next time I will pick a lunch place. That way we can get back to our traditional birthday breakfast.
Does it count that we got Krispy Kreme donuts earlier this week for free?
No.
By the way, I haven't told anybody this yet. Krispy Kreme, we went through a whole ordeal. We got the Scooby-Doo donuts. They premiered on Monday at Krispy Kreme. Our Krispy Kreme, for some reason, was closed on Monday. So fine. Tuesday, we'll get them. Tuesday, I ordered them. Sent Tyler, Big Country, over there. He gets there and says they don't have until tomorrow. So they did refund the order because I had put it in online. But then on Wednesday, when we actually had them, I put in the order. I said, I'm doing it for delivery. Bring them here. I'm not going to waste more of Big Country's time. They bring them here. We try them. There's video evidence documented. And yet they also refunded that order. Riddle me that.
We got him.
Yeah.
We got him.
We wore them down.
Yeah, we did.
We just kept going after those Scooby-Doo donuts until they had no choice but to give them to us for free. So that's a present for everyone here at RadioU.
Little free Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. Well,
those were good too.
Back to the birthday thing. Okay, so we've got our RadioU birthday breakfast lunch
coming
today.
Up.
Then I have another birthday dinner out with my parents tonight. I'm going to be so fat.
Will you get a gift?
They told me they're getting me hockey tickets and stuff for my birthday.
A future promise that'll never come.
My wife she said that I'm going to get something, but she already bought me my main present that I already have received, which was shoes, which I'm wearing now. I don't know how many actual physical gifts I will get, but I got your gift. I got this Buffalo Wild Wings gift card, which is very exciting.
The gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. I think I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, already.
Is it good?
I think I have an idea.
I like that.
If you want to just take one guess.
I don't want to know. I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm a big surprise guy. So you're doing a dinner tonight.
Dinner tonight. Lunch today, dinner tonight, dinner tomorrow.
Who are you doing that with?
My wife.
Oh, a little one-on-one time with the wife.
And then...
You guys going somewhere special? Or did you get to choose? Is she picking? Is there a reservation?
We're going to... No reservation. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Not my department.
Oh, so it's a surprise.
Yeah. And then... But I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to. All this food is going to be great. And again, I am going to gain weight over the weekend. But what I'm looking forward to is just being able to pull out the birthday trump card all weekend long. Of just being like...
It's my birthday weekend.
Yeah, when my wife is like, can somebody please do the dishes? I'll just be like, sorry, it's my birthday weekend. She'll be like, can we watch this? Sorry, it's my birthday weekend. I'd rather watch this. And just milking that from today all the way through Sunday because it's a birthday weekend. My birthday's on the weekend. That means I can do that all weekend long.
It seems as if you're just excited to have the upper hand on just your wife.
Mostly, yes. Mostly, yes. Uh-huh.
You can do it. I get to do whatever I want.
This is the one weekend of the year that I get to be the boss. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Uh-huh.
So the plans are the main birthday thing's going out to eat.
Yeah. Just several meals that I don't have to pay for, where I can go ham.
Will you get dessert?
My parents told me tonight. I've never had this. Crumble cookies.
You never had crumble?
Never had crumble.
Ooh, so you're gonna go to dinner and then go to crumble.
Yes. I don't know about
exciting.
go. I think it's getting picked.
Oh, getting delivered. Okay, nice. Yes, crumble, very good. Good cookies. So, but what about when it's just you and your wife on Saturday night? Will you do a dessert?
I don't know.
If so, will you share it?
Definitely share. I can't. This is so much food. I just can't.
It's your birthday.
I don't know how long I can be this gluttonous. How many days in a row I can just keep going. By the time we hit tomorrow night, who are we kidding? I'm getting dessert.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You know how many? Guess. You know what's crazy this week? I've made sugar cookies. Right.
Yep.
I have eaten, in the matter of this week, 10 sugar cookies.
No. How
10.
big? How big?
Like they're just like the typical, like you make the ones that are just like you stick them on.
Yeah.
The pan like the Pillsbury.
Oh, so tiny.
Not tiny.
Those are pretty tiny.
They're just normal size. A normal size cookie. Not like the ones you buy from the store. The ones that you would make at home. You bake them. They come in a 12-pack sheet. You slap them on there. I've eaten 10 of the 12s that I made. I did share 2 of them.
Wow.
But I also iced them with a cream cheese.
Oh, no.
Cream cheese icing.
Jeez, and it's not even your birthday.
And I sprinkled them. I sprinkled them myself, and I've eaten them by myself. I've eaten 10 cookies this week since Monday. So actually, in a matter of 4 days, I ate 10 cookies. It was awesome.
And that's just a regular week for you.
And that is going to be...
not even the Christmas season.
Well, now it's the fall now, so we're thickening. We're thickening out.
So we're
getting ready for winter.
You do what you want.
Yeah, precisely. So this weekend, maybe dessert, no cake or nothing.
I don't know.
Could be a surprise cake.
I have one. My mother-in-law often, that's one of her contributions. Usually she'll make whatever dessert, but I haven't been asked. If she doesn't make one, that's okay, because it's usually it's just so much. It just gets to be so much. But if she does make one, she knows what I like, and I'll be very excited about that. So we'll see.
One thing that could happen this weekend to make your birthday even sweeter. You have anything? What could make it like a great, like you come in on Monday and you're like, man, that was a killer B-day.
I don't know. Yeah, just money.
You run into a large amount of money?
Yeah, if somebody sends me like a birthday card with
maybe
like
from a great uncle you haven't talked to in years.
Could be. Yeah.
You're like, my days are getting shorter, Hudson. You were always one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Here's $10,000.
Well, that, of course, but
you're talking about like $25 is what it sounds like.
It doesn't have to be a lot, but yeah, just if I, because I have a few things in mind I would definitely buy, but at the same time, it'd just be nice to pad the wallet a little bit.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you have a nice little birthday weekend. And that comes with lots of gifts and sweets. Yes, it's going to be good. I'll report back on Monday if there's anything reportable. Out of the ordinary. Yeah. But otherwise, sounds like giving everybody the rundown. Good show today. We talk about somebody marrying themselves. We also talk about the new PS5 and a whole lot more. Stick around. Enjoy. We'll catch you next time. See you guys. Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U. Good day. Welcome to Friday on the show. Friday the 13th. Isaiah, you scared? I'm excited. Excited? This is a good day. Friday the 13th is like spooky but exciting. Yeah. It really feels like Halloween-esque. And it's like a double winner today. It's a good... Because it's Friday the 13th. Yeah. And it's like your Radio U birthday. It is my birthday. Because like tomorrow's like your birthday. Yeah. But today's your Radio U birthday. It's my birthday observed. Oh. You could say. So this is your birthday show. Yeah. And tomorrow you have your actual birthday. And oh yeah, I forgot. I have a gift for you. Ooh. I didn't think you would deliver. You think I forgot? No, I just thought you didn't care enough. What? I got you the same thing you got me. Hey,
It's almost like we shouldn't have got each other gifts.
Now we're even.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I went to the store yesterday. I got him a gift card to B-Dubs because I went to the store yesterday and I was like thinking right before I left, I was like, oh, I should have a gift card.
Yeah.
And so I'm going through, I'm looking at all the gift cards, and there's so much potential when you're like looking at the gift cards. And I'm like imagining you walking into all these places.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like Baskin Robbins and Chipotle and Taco Bell. And then I remembered a couple of days earlier, you were like, oh, I've been getting B-Dubs a lot recently.
Almost every Thursday.
That's what I've been doing too. And so I was like, that seems like a pretty safe bet that he'll go to. I flirted with a couple other ones, but I was like, it seems like B-Dubs right now is a winner.
You could have gotten a little risky, but B-Dubs is always a safe bet.
Yeah, I knew that you would like that. Yeah. There were other ones that I was like, man, it might be nice. Like, you always want to get someone like a place where they're actually going to like go out to. Yeah. Because whenever I get B-Dubs, I just get it to go.
Yeah, same here.
And I take it home. And so you always want it to be like a special thing. Like, I want them to go out and sit down. But then it's like, that's a lot of work. I would rather it just be like a comfortable thing. I don't want to get a McDonald's because that doesn't feel special enough.
Yeah.
But B-Dubs is like right there to where like you can enjoy a nice Thursday night football game on me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And now I can look forward to whichever game is next Thursday. And
did you get B-Dubs last night?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Perfect.
Have you gotten the new bourbon sauce that they have there?
I haven't had that one yet, but I have had their new hot barbecue, which is really good.
I don't think I've had that one.
Yeah, so the hot barbecue is like the bourbon one. It's one of their new flavors. Yeah. And I'm a big medium guy. That's like the spice level that I like. Mm-hmm. And hot barbecue is almost the exact same level as medium. It's about that spicy, but it's so good that like now it's like a go-to order. I get half medium, half hot barbecue. And I was shocked.
I've got to try that. I've got to try that. I've enjoyed the bourbon one a lot. I always stick with their orange chicken too. That's good. I'm so excited.
Is the bourbon one like a sweet? Or is there any heat to it?
It's got a little bit of a kick, but not
spice,
much. Yeah. Spice. Yeah, it wouldn't bother somebody who doesn't like heat.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I can get behind trying a little bourbon glaze.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the Buffalo Wild Wings birthday gift card. I'm really excited now. And my birthday weekend. It's officially begun.
It's kicking off.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
Picture this. You sit down. You've got the window seat for your flight. Let's just say it's from Dallas to Chicago. And in the middle seat beside you sits down, Isaiah, this is you. Sits down beside you, 20-year-old, pretty cute girl. And you pop your AirPods in, whatever. And while the flight is taxiing, getting ready to go, the gal whips out her phone and starts watching TikTok full volume.
Oh, not out loud.
Yeah. No headphones, full volume.
Got it.
What do you do?
That's crazy. That's a wild thing to even think about doing.
It's unhinged behavior.
Do I say something is the question.
Uh-huh.
Dang. I probably would have to say something. I would have to say something. There's no way I'm letting her do that the entire flight.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It's not a long flight, but that's a long time for somebody to be watching something full blast.
You know what?
Without headphones in.
Because I think for me, I am a caterer to the plane.
Yeah.
What I would do is I would just give her my headphones.
Oh, yeah? Your AirPods?
I would just say,
pair them up.
Have them. Plug them in. And I'll just sit here for, you said it's a 40-minute flight?
Sure.
No, it's 40. Whoa!
Well, it's
40 minutes before takeoff.
Yeah.
Is when she started
taxiing.
Oh, jeez. I'm giving her the AirPods.
You think that would work?
I think it'd for sure work. I'd be like, hey.
What if she says no?
She just says, no, it's okay.
Yeah, and also you have to factor in the possibility you're not getting those AirPods back.
Oh, I'm getting those AirPods back.
You're getting them back.
She's not getting to the aisle until I assume I'm in the aisle seat here. She's not getting off the plane.
Okay, the reason I bring all this up is because this is an actual scenario that actually just played out. Somebody was posting about it on Reddit. And the person had the window seat. They said something to this gal with the full volume TikTok. And shockingly, the full volume TikToker just said, whatever. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep watching TikTok. No headphones. And so here's what the actual, I'll call her a victim in the situation did. She got her phone out because, again, this is still taxiing before the plane is taken off, so you can still use your phone to text people and whatever. She gets her phone out, brightness, full brightness.
Oh, no. This had to be two women, right? There's no way. Yeah.
So she goes very passive aggressive, starts texting her husband, typing in all the things. Can you believe there's a gal next to me? And just ravages her in a text to her husband that she is confident that the TikTok lady saw. Although I don't know that it, reading this, I don't know that it really made a difference, but at least she knows, the TikTok lady knows how upset the woman next to her was, how rude she thinks it was.
See, I would have just not come. I don't think that she's wrong for asking her to put it away.
Yeah, you got to say
stop.
something. Yeah.
But I think that you just have to know, maybe come in. I would come maybe with a softer approach. That's why I think you should just offer the AirPods.
Yeah.
The AirPods.
I was on the flights I was just taking, they offered you headphones.
Oh, that'd be nice.
They did hand them out.
Nice.
Although if you have an iPhone, they wouldn't do you much good.
Oh, yeah, because you need the special ones, huh?
Yeah. So then you'd be forced to offer up your AirPods.
See, it was better. I think planes were better back in the day when nobody had like the smartphones things going on.
You think so?
And you had to like plug in. Remember, you had to plug into the plane and they would have like little stations on there that you could listen to. Maybe remember that? That is when nobody had any issues because you all were just scanning on there trying to find a certain station that played anything.
But you know, my issue with that was before smartphones and iPads is when kids were running rampant.
That's when kids were.
When I was a kid, I was running rampant because I didn't have an iPad to entertain me.
I guess now they are spoiled on the plane. You can just toss Fruit Ninja in front of them, and they can just slice the whole flight.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, RadioU.
Are you ready to experience Uno in a whole new way?
Oh, I'm ready.
You a big Uno fan?
I have played Uno before.
The card game, not the pizzeria and grill.
It's not my favorite game at a party, but I wouldn't be opposed to playing it. But I know people love Uno.
Yeah, some people do.
It's pretty easy to play.
It's good for kids, easy to pick up. But this new version of Uno, I think it's too intense for kids. Uno has put out a new version of the classic card game. They're calling it Uno. Show 'em no mercy. And it says here, it dials it up to 100. The new Uno Show 'em no mercy version includes cards like Wild Reverse Draw 4.
Wild Reverse Draw 4? I don't know what that means. Wild Reverse Draw 4.
If I was
to reverse,
if I was to play the Wild Reverse Draw 4 card, I would be changing the color, reversing the order, and whoever's next has to pick up 4 cards.
Oh, so it's like an ultimate wild card.
Yeah, but it gets better. There's also a Draw 10 card.
That just ruins the game for somebody. If I get hit with a plus 10, I am throwing hands.
Wait till you hear this. There's also possibly the most powerful card in the game. The Skip Everyone card.
What does that do?
It means you take 2 turns.
You go back to back.
Yeah, you back to back them.
You run it, okay.
You double down. That is Uno Show 'em no mercy, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Check this out. There's also the Discard All card. It's where players must look in their hand and discard all cards that match the Discard All card's color.
That's a good card.
That's a good card. Let's see. It also has some new rules such as swapping 7s and passing 0s. And stacking is an official rule. Now you've gotten to the point where I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Uno.
So let me ask you this about Uno, right?
Yeah.
Are you an angry player of card games?
Not Uno.
Like as an adult, because everybody has their like adult friend who, even when you're playing a game like this, obviously Uno, a more frustrating game, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's all in good fun. But you have that friend that gets way too competitive. They get upset.
Yeah.
Even as an adult. As a child, it's one thing.
This game is made for those people.
Yeah. To make them really mad. It can ruin the whole night for them.
Or give them the chance to really stick it to the other people in the friend group or the family.
I always think it's wild because I've played, like, I'm a competitive person in a lot of things in my life, but when it comes to games like this, I would never get upset that I lost.
No,
but I have so many friends that do. Like, they would genuinely be mad when they don't win. And I just feel like that would feel embarrassed if I did that.
I'm the same way with this. I don't know. There's so many things I get upset about. Video games, I get very intense with it. But for Uno and other card games, it just feels, maybe this is just what I have to tell myself to make myself feel better. But it's just it's random. It's luck.
Yeah.
It's not skill. It doesn't say anything negative about me personally if I lose. It's just I didn't get a good hand or whatever.
It's like the same thing with like euchre. My friends get really upset when they lose in euchre. And I'm like, it's literally just the cards that you get. I mean, people say they're good at the game, whatever. You can be good at Uno or good at Uno or good at euchre, whatever. It's just the cards you're dealt, man.
Right. Now
it's a luck.
Dutch Blitz.
Oh.
Now that's a different story.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
I picture this, Isaiah. You ask a gal out for a date. You meet up somewhere. And this place you've gone to has a dozen oysters for $15. It's a pretty good deal.
That's a good deal.
That is a good deal. And the gal you're with likes oysters. She likes them a lot. She likes them so much that she orders not 1 dozen, not 2 dozen, not 3 dozen, 4 dozen oysters.
That's a lot.
48 oysters. If this story can be believed, it's gone viral on TikTok. This gal claims that she downed 48 oysters.
48 oysters, eh? That's $60 of oysters.
$60 just of oysters. And
48?
then at that point, the guy she was with said he had to go to the bathroom and never returned, stiffing her with the tab, which on top of the oysters that she ate and the drinks that they had and everything, wound up totaling $184.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot. And if this is to be believed, she also only tipped $11.
Ooh, that's not a very big tip for 184.
No, it's not. How many oysters is too many on a first date?
Oh, man.
Order?
See, I think
where do you draw the line?
If I'm going on a date, like they said they're going out for drinks, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you go out for drinks, you can also get an appetizer.
Yeah.
You hear what I said? I said an appetizer. I said 1 appetizer. You don't get 4 apps. Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
You get 1 app that you kind of just snack on throughout. So if I'm saying you get 1, that means at tops, most you're doing here are 6 oysters. And that even seems a bit aggressive.
If drinks was the specific text.
I think even if you're just going out for dinner, 6 oysters seems a bit aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like oysters. And whenever I go down to Florida, my family indulges in oysters. But I'm not eating more than 3 oysters. Even if with just my family there, let alone on a date. You know how you look eating an oyster?
It's not. I was looking at this video. I've never had an oyster. And
they don't look good. And you don't look good eating them either. You got to kind of slurp them out. Depends. Maybe you put on a cracker with the lemon. It tastes good.
Yeah, I can believe they taste good. It's just not a very visually appealing food at all.
They look like snot.
Yeah.
When you eat it.
Mm-hmm. And you have to there's a shell.
And it sounds like she loves them.
Who wants to put seashells in their mouth?
See, usually you would put it on a cracker. And then put the lemon on there. But it sounds like if she ate 48 of them, I guarantee she's not putting 48 on a cracker.
No.
She's housing them straight from the shell.
Rapid firing right off of the shell.
But also to stick her with the bill.
That's pretty
by
rough
leaving.
Too. Well,
and then sending the text, I'll cash app you for the drinks.
Yeah.
Ooh. Not a good look.
So you draw the line though. Once she ordered this, once she's like, excuse me, waiter, garçon, another round of oysters, please. That's when you're calling a flag on the play right there.
If she ran the second one back, because I'm thinking they did 48 oysters, 15 apiece. That's all that she ate, by the way. He ate no oysters. Is that what they're saying?
That is the accusation. Which, by the way, she's the one posting this. She's the one posting this.
That's a bad look on her. But that's $60 of oysters. So then they spent $120 on drinks. That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
$120. I mean, this place, maybe there's oysters, maybe it's expensive. But goodness gracious. That being the bill for a date in general is crazy.
Yeah.
For a date that you're willing to walk out on. Like, if you're willing to walk out on, that means that this must be a first or second date.
Yeah.
The $120 for drinks, that's a crazy date.
Yeah. That's, that, to say the least.
Second round of oysters, that's when you say, just so you know, if you want these oysters, this is no longer a we thing. These are just for you, which means that you're the one paying for those.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
The question is, if there was a prescription drug you could take that would prevent your hair from ever turning gray, would you do it?
Am I taking it every day?
I don't know how frequent. Let's say yes. It's an
I don't
everyday
know that
thing.
I would.
The rest of your life, you have to take this pill, but your hair will never turn gray.
I don't know that I would, because I feel like my hair would look kind of odd on me as an aged man. If I was like 70 years old and I had this same hair, would it fit my face? I feel like I need that kind of touch of gray.
So you'd just be happy with hair turning gray eventually?
As long as I have it. If I could keep this same hair that I've got right now.
Yeah.
Which is real thick.
It's more important to you to keep the hair.
I'd rather keep the hair.
Whatever color it may be, than to keep it the color of it.
I think so.
But it's not an either or. This is just, would you take the prescription or not?
Is everybody taking it?
If everybody is, it makes it a little less special, doesn't it?
Yeah, but then at the same time, then you blend in. If I'm the only 70-year-old with dark black hair,
that's
I look kind of. I look like I died. Everyone's gonna assume I died.
If everybody else has the prescription and you don't, then you're the only person with gray hair, which is probably even worse.
True. I need everyone to do it, or else I look like I'm the guy that just. I look like I dye my hair, which isn't. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but that's not really my
it's so
vibe.
Natural. It would look so natural.
True. But nowadays, you can't even tell. I can't tell who's dying, who's not.
Here's how I picture it, is that I would take it, but let's say, like, eventually, once you stop taking it, your hair will turn gray.
Okay, so you get to a point.
I just prolong, because, like, when does your hair normally turn gray for most people? If it turns gray, it's like 60-something, right?
I feel like it's before that, but I'm not sure.
50?
Maybe 50. Maybe 50 is the mark.
So maybe I just take it till I'm 65. And then, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why I need dark hair at 60. I don't know what purpose that will serve.
Impress, all right?
Yeah, that's right.
Your grandchildren?
I mean, my wife is older than me, but, but yeah, I don't know. I would be the best. I'd have the best hair of all the 60-year-olds. And then eventually 65, I don't want to look weird. And so maybe I stop taking it at that point.
What a wild flex.
Yeah.
As a 65-year-old.
I got to have something.
You got to have something going for you. You know what? And if that's your thing, that's your thing. I think as well, I'd be scared to start taking it now. Because things like that, you always get afraid. If there was if someone said, this will make it to where your hair won't turn gray, I would immediately think, well, it's going to make me bald or something. Some other side effect. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. If you wouldn't want to be the first person, you let a bunch of other people take it, and then their hair falls out or turns green or whatever, and then you take the next round that they've worked out all the kinks with.
You don't want to be the first one.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
The holiday season, it's drawing nigh, and that means that all of the different companies are trying to put out their brand new stuff for you in time for gift giving season, including Sony, where they've announced their new redesign of the PS5. It's got a slimmed down look versus the previous iteration, just in time for the holidays. Isaiah, your thoughts?
I'm a PlayStation guy.
Mm-hmm.
It says this one is 30% smaller, but they also...
Wish I was 30% smaller.
I know, right? They also jacked up the price a bit.
Oof, of course they did.
How much is 30% smaller worth to you?
Yeah.
This is the real question, because it's the same. Nothing else is new.
Uh-huh.
It's all just how the look. And it looks sleek. It looks good.
So how much is...
How much more are we talking?
Oh, I see it here.
50 more bucks.
50 more bucks for it to be 30% smaller.
And people like small things.
They do.
This is wild. I'm looking at them side by side. This is crazy.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that's different is the new one.
Uh-huh.
So it's got that kind of like a V look to it.
Yeah.
It's got a little V look to it.
It looks like a futuristic skyscraper.
Yes, it does. It's got a nice little V. And on the old one, considering the PS5 old, which is brand spanking new, but it has where you would put in the disc on the right side of it.
Yeah.
So there's the V and then like a little out,
Uh-huh.
where you can slide that in there. It just essentially this one just took that off. So now it's just a full V.
So you can get it either or. With the disc thing or without. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's cool. If I didn't have a PS5, I guess I'd probably go with I don't have a PS5. If I was in the market, I'd go with this one over the previous version, because why would you not get the newest one, right? Or would I? Because then I could save some money by getting the older version, which functions the same and just is a little superficially pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a gamer for a long time. One thing I've come to realize is it doesn't matter what the game system looks like. You're not like proudly displaying it. Everybody has one.
Yeah.
It's probably in like you keep it in a cabinet or something.
Like you have that like in your living room.
It's like behind
that your
the
flex?
TV. Yeah, right.
Like you bring a date back to your place and you're like, yeah, I don't know if you saw or not, but the new PS5, that doing anything for you?
Yeah. And it's
that impressing you?
I know this is like 30% smaller, but it's not like it's going to save a bunch of shelf space or something.
No.
For what? Your books? What are you using that shelf space for?
An extra controller.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Of course. I mean, you can't fault Sony for coming out, for improving it, but at the same time, I'm not going to get excited about it.
No, not me either. If I was going to get a PlayStation, which I want a PlayStation 5, sounds like a fun thing to have.
Yeah.
I have a PS4 that I don't play anymore, really. If I had the PS5, it'd probably go to waste. It is, in the U.S., $500 if you want the one that you can actually put the disc into. If you want the all-digital edition, which is cool that they offer this, it's $450 because majority of people now just buy the games.
Yeah, who needs the disc drive?
Yeah, you don't need the disc drive. You can just buy them digitally. So $450, but that still is a thick price there. For a 30% smaller, that's a thick price.
Yeah.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
The question is, everybody's got a friend or two or three that is single, and you know exactly why they're single, but they don't get it, and you don't have the heart to tell them. Why is your friend single? 877-2 Radio U. Got a good text in. I'll just leave the names out of it. But somebody texted in and said, because they're too right-winged. And then they texted in, wait, left-winged. I said, either way, they're too political. It's tough. It's tough because if you're leading with politics, that's going to off-put, I would say, some people would say 50, I think like 70% of the population, no matter which side you're on. Because I think it's like 30, 30, 30. You know what I mean?
And even if they do agree with you, they could just be off-putting in general.
Yeah.
Even if they're on the same side as you, if you're too much about it, and that's not really their thing. But if that's their thing, that could be great. It could be a great fit for both of you.
Yeah, the difficulty is if you're way into politics, you don't want, probably not going to want somebody that's not way into politics. You guys have to agree. So it's a tough
something you bring up later on. I wouldn't make that the first date.
No, that shouldn't be the crux of your dating profile.
How about this one? He really is not as nice of a person as he thinks he is. I like that one.
I think that's what people used to say about me.
That's what they still say. Or this one. The type of guy she claims she likes isn't what she's actually attracted to. She's attracted to the idea of a typical shy guy, but thinks once they're in a relationship, they'll suddenly be more open and turn into the guy she actually wants. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it's tough when you can't. The person you're looking for is not a person that's a real person.
Yeah, exactly. And not a realistic goal.
But that feels like something you could talk to them about, right?
Yeah, you could just say you're not into shy guys.
Yeah, that's different than saying you talk politics too much.
Yeah, or this next one, I can smell them. Everyone can smell them.
Yeah, that came to mind for me too.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That conversation is not for you.
You got to be real close.
You got to be best friends to pull something like that.
Since you were kids.
You smell bad? I wouldn't even tell you that. No, I would, because we're stuck in the small room together. Yeah, I would tell you if you smell bad.
It would really bother you. That's good. That's good. I know I don't stink.
I like this one. It's not that he's short. He's just obsessed about how he's short. This is a good way he tries to overcompensate with it too much. He's trying to do too much with it.
That it can be short. It can be any number of things. It's one thing if you have shortcoming, but if you are way too obsessed with your shortcoming and try to overcompensate
when you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. Just embrace who you are.
Yeah, they might like you for no matter what your difficulty is.
Yeah,
being short isn't even a difficulty. But I would say, if you're obsessed with it and that's all you talk about, then it's going to make it more of a big deal than it is.
Yeah, if you're leading with that too. One that came to mind for me, I know somebody. Actually, I know a few people like this, where the reason that the top reason they're single is because they are too shy. They are a shy guy, and they're too
reserved.
Yeah, it's just hard, even getting on apps and whatever, trying to go ahead and meet somebody that way when you're not comfortable taking the lead at all. It makes it difficult.
This one, he makes the same jokes about poop and farts all the time.
Oh.
Like constantly. Yes, some women like potty humor. Yes, some women like potty humor. Not very many, but they usually also want it to be funny. He's also very negative, finds something wrong in every situation. It's a tough friend. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Why are you hanging out with him at all?
But, everybody has something,
Yeah.
And somebody will like him for it anyway.
A 6-year-old.
It just takes a long time to find that person.
Probably be really good with kids.
Oh, great with kids.
Yeah.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
I've got here a new trailer that dropped yesterday for a brand new Christmas movie. Are you ready to get in the Christmas spirit?
I will talk about it. I'm not quite ready to go Christmas on us yet, but I'm willing to talk about it.
Has the trailer sparked a little bit of merriness and brightness inside you? It's a trailer for Eddie Murphy's new Christmas movie. You heard that right. Eddie Murphy, the star of a movie called Candy Cane Lane, which is coming to Amazon Prime Video this holiday season. It's basically, evidently, the story of Eddie Murphy, a Christmas movie archetype. He's a dad that's way too into Christmas. He wants to win the neighborhood's house decorating competition, and he makes a deal with a mischievous elf named Pepper to better his chances of winning. However, apparently, I guess she brings the 12 days of Christmas to life, and that causes all kinds of havoc. Hilarity ensues. You've seen the trailer. Your thoughts?
It looks like a cute little family Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar to maybe like a Clark Griswold goofiness.
Yeah. Modern day.
Yeah.
Clark Griswold.
I would say it looks like a cute movie. I don't think it's going to be blowing anyone away or anything, but for Christmas, it could be a good watch.
I like the trailer.
That looks solid. Eddie Murphy's funny.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy is funny. It's been a while. He did Coming to America 2.
But before that.
Yeah, but what has he done since then? Before then, it's been a while since Eddie Murphy's done a whole heck of a lot.
He's had since Shrek Forever After in 2010, which is the last Shrek movie.
Yeah.
Since then, he did Tower Heist in 2011.
Oof.
He did a movie called 1,000 Words, which I've never seen, in 2012.
Yeah, I don't think that was
Mr. Church in 2016. Never seen that one either.
Haven't heard of it.
And then Dolomite is My Name in 2019.
I think that was actually, that was more Oscar-y. I think it was more well received. But nevertheless, he hasn't been doing a lot and not having a lot of success when he has been doing things. But it's good to have him back. He looks funny in this. He's getting back to what he does right, which is being funny. I'm hopeful. It did make me think too, though. I'm hopeful for it, but then again, I thought, what is the newest Christmas movie that has been added to like the Christmas movie rotation for anybody?
Like one that's killed it as of late?
Yeah. What is anything more recent than Elf that a bunch of people watch every year?
That's a good question. I'm looking at some of the recent Christmas movies. None of these are doing much for me. They were Spirited last year, which was on Apple TV with Ryan Reynolds.
I never even wound up watching that.
And Will Ferrell.
Because it's on Apple TV Plus.
And nothing else here is showing me.
Some people like the Christmas Chronicles, the Kurt Russell one on Netflix. That's probably the closest thing. Other than that, we've had a real dry spell of like noteworthy Christmas movie. Violent Night I watched last year. I like that. Will that be a rotational Christmas movie? Tough to say. I mean, I like it. It's just that's not the same as watching a Home Alone or an Elf.
Yeah, none of the new Christmas movies at all are looking good in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. But
Christmas Story, Holiday Harmony, Christmas Mystery.
I don't even know what these are.
I know,
which
exactly.
Puts even more pressure on this new one from Eddie Murphy, Candy Cane Lane, to be good.
Will it be an every year watcher? I doubt it. That's what I'll say.
Maybe
at one time.
History says no, but my hopes say hopefully.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U. This is a big morning for us and I think for everybody because we get to finally get introduced to a band that we played and enjoyed here on Radio U for a while. We have with us Jesse and Evan from American Arson. Jesse and Evan, introduce yourselves. Tell the people a little more about who you are.
Well, I'm Jesse. That's Evan. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see him. No, but we're a two-piece rock and roll band from Detroit called American Arson. We play very, very loud and aggressive music and really focused on our faith and life experiences. And yeah, it's good to be here. Radio U's always been a staple for us. They've always supported us, and we're really appreciative of that. So it's good to finally get on here.
Yes, it's good to finally actually get to meet you guys. Now we played you guys for a while. I also am well familiar because we played your videos on RadioU TV, and so one of the things I wanted to ask about, we played the video for Unbreakable, going back a little bit. And something that always catches my eye in that video is that you guys clearly are huge Detroit sports fans, right? How's that? You must feel kind of spoiled right now.
Loving it on Sundays. It's great.
Yeah. Michigan football on Saturdays and the Lions on Sundays.
Who would have thought the Lions would be the cornerstone of our fandom right now? Tell me that 10 years ago, I'd be like, no way, they're the only good team in Detroit sports. But hey, we'll take it. It's been an amazing ride this year.
It makes the weekends a little bit sweeter when on Sundays, I'm a Browns fan, so my disappointment levels as Lions fans, I can relate to you guys in most years. But when they actually win on Sundays, it's a much more enjoyable experience, which I have recently found since now we have won some games prior to before. It makes the weekends a lot better that way.
I want to know if you, as a Lions fan, do you have, like in the back of your mind, are you still thinking, oh, they'll find a way to screw it up because they have always, or are you genuinely hopeful this time?
Well, I was until I watched the Packers play last night. And oh my gosh, just the offensive ineptitude there. Yeah, I mean, the Lions are going to do they're going to do the same old Lion things a few times this year, but it's not going to matter because the rest of our division is so terrible and so
yeah,
very,
you basically
very
locked it up
that
already.
We will see. Yeah, the first division championship in 20 years, 1993. I was a young lad the last time that we won a division championship, and I think this is going to be the year. So I'm not going anything beyond that. I don't want to talk about, but division championship I think is safe to start talking about.
Just watching
it's more
a playoff
the weight
game.
of expectation now.
Yeah,
It's I'm not so much scared that they're going to screw it up. I'm like, I actually go into Sundays expecting them to win now, and that's weird. It's good, but it's like, oh no, now if they mess something up, like it's not just as I expected that.
Yeah, that's the worst part is when you actually start to get confident and you're like, oh, we could mess this up, and then when you mess it up, then the pain really sets in of like we had it in the bag and now we've lost it. That's way worse than never having it at all.
Oh, absolutely.
But you guys talked about a little bit earlier, too, that it's just the two of you, so just Jesse and Evan, and you guys are a two-man band. Was there ever plans in the beginning for it to be more than just the two of you?
No, not really. I was in a band before that I had a lot of fun with, and we accomplished a lot, but it became really, really difficult to maintain the relationships, especially we were on the road. The last couple of years we were on the road like 7-8 months out of the year. And so when I started a new project, I was like, what is the least amount of people you can have in a band? So you can just focus on, that maintaining that singular relationship. And if you can pull that off, then you can probably make it work. And I had started messing around with pedals, running my guitar through different amps, so just trying to do something cool and different. And I know we're not the only two-piece band in the world. I know we're not the only band that splits a guitar or a bass signal to multiple amps. But once we started running with that, it kind of became part of the sound. We still don't use a bass when we record on albums. It's all the guitar pitch shifted down and the same way that we would do it live. So I think it's part of our sound now, despite the fact that we get like 57 messages a month on Instagram and Facebook and all the other stuff, people asking us if we need a bass player. Please don't be offended. It's not that we don't want you, it's that we don't need you.
That's what Isaiah and I tell people all the time too. We're doing just fine without you.
I love it.
Now if a saxophonist were to send us a message, we might change our mind, but
So if there's any saxophone players, we have Evan has it on his phone, but we have a saxophone rippers playlist going. That's just a bunch of songs that are like heavier music that should not have a saxophone in them, that almost always unexpectedly have this like absolute just bomb saxophone solo. So if any of you want to hit us up.
Isaiah, you better
the
get to work on
criteria
that.
to make it on the playlist is it can't be a band that has a saxophonist. It has to be unexpected. The song's going along, and then boom, saxophone comes in. So it doesn't have to be heavy, but it has to be a band that doesn't have a saxophonist in it to make it on the Saxophone Rippers playlist.
I want to hear this playlist.
So I guess we would be excluding ourselves if we added a saxophone.
A permanent saxophone.
You just needed just a one-time saxophonist, and if we can get that song,
we need a one-time saxophone.
Yes,
so
then
if there
we can
are
add
any disposable saxophonists out there, if you consider yourself a disposable saxophonist,
a saxophone mercenary.
Once.
And then that song's getting added to RadioU immediately. If we can get just a one-time saxophone rip, that's an automatic ad.
Well,
all right, we'll write that down for the next album.
I guess we know then you guys have a new album coming out, but the one thing we now do know is that it doesn't have any saxophone on it. But what can you tell us about the new album coming out here soon?
They're like, man, we shouldn't have had these guys on. That was all we were looking for.
No saxophone.
This one, exactly. This one took us about a year and a half to write and record, Evan. It was quite a journey. we had a computer that was like in our kind of personal studio space that just completely crashed right after we had finished like writing all the demos or the original demos. And we lost the entire album. So we had to start from scratch. And then we got into the studio, and we both, as you can probably tell by me sitting in my car at 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, this music thing isn't our full-time gig. So we both have families and full-time jobs and stuff like that. And so we just kept getting into the studio after that laptop crash kind of threw us off of our recording schedule. We would have to go in like bit part, like, hey, we can go in overnight here, go in the morning here, and record a song. And it was a trying process. It was exhausting at times. But I also think it ended up being extremely rewarding, and in some ways resulted in like the best possible music we could have put out, because we got to spend a lot more time with the songs than we normally do in the recording process. So yeah, I don't know if Evan has anything to add, but I'm pumped on it. There's something for everyone. There's some catchy choruses, and there's some absolutely brutal, heavier stuff on there too. So
something for everybody except saxophone fans.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, we let you guys down, but we've got you in the back of our mind for the future. So.
I like it.
Yeah, but what we've heard from the new album, the new music, we're loving it. We've got the new song "Run" we're gonna play here, and man, it's been great to actually get to know you guys, Jesse and Evan from American Arson. I wish I could say "Go Lions." I can't bring myself to do that, but we're rooting for you guys and your music.
Thank you so much.
You have a blue hat on. You're already halfway there.
So just so you guys know, Hudson
is that a Buffalo Sabres hat?
It is.
He's a diehard Packers fan, though, which you guys didn't know before the interview, which made it way better.
But
I'm sorry.
The happiness for me, I loved it.
Well, it's good to talk to you guys. Let's play the new song. Let's do it. American Arson. It's "Run." It is The Riot.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
What do you think about this, Isaiah? We're both around this age, right, where some of the people you've been friends with for a while have kids and some don't. There's a debate going on about how realistic it really is for people that have kids to maintain friendships with people who don't have kids. Do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible. I have friends who have kids.
I
have friends that have multiple kids that are my friends. We don't hang out every weekend like we used to because they have children.
Yeah, more infrequent.
That I refuse to hang out with. No, I'm joking. I hang out with the kiddos. They're all real cute. But they just aren't as available as they once were, where I'm a little bit more free because I have no kids. But then you can still be friends. It's just a different friendship. It's a different style of friendship than it was before.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly it's possible because people do it. I'm seeing this argument going on. Apparently it started in the New Yorker magazine, one of my favorites, where this journalist says it becomes us versus them. On one side, people with kids, frazzled, distracted, boring, rigid, covered in spit up. Wow, this is a lot. Can't talk about movies. Only about how they wish they had time to see them. And on the other, people without kids, self-absorbed, entitled, grumpy about life's inconveniences, even though their life is easy. This sounds like somebody with kids is just annoyed.
I think it's giving it to both sides pretty fairly, honestly.
Yeah.
This is a pretty fair evaluation both ways.
I think both of these descriptions can be true. In my experience, I think the people with kids that wind up losing touch with people without kids or not getting along, I think they deep down didn't really want to be friends with them anyways.
It's because it's an easy excuse.
Yeah.
It's the easiest excuse.
It is. That's exactly right. Oh, sorry, we can't hang out after 8. I got to go put Jill to sleep. Like that kind of thing. I got to go relieve the babysitter. We can't hang out tonight. But I just don't. I know it's an easy excuse. I think though, if you really want to maintain a friendship, like as a parent with people without kids, you can do it. I think the thing is, I think once you have kids, it's kind of on you though.
I think it's on both sides though, because if I invite my friends who have kids to do certain things that I know they'll never be able to come to. Like there's certain things that I know if I ask them, if I try to plan things with my friends who have kids, if I ask them the day of, like I would with my friends that don't have kids, they're never coming. They're never coming.
Last minute is one thing, but
if I ask them to travel across the whole city, they're not coming.
But see, this is the thing. I think for a while you would still ask them. You'd ask the parents, the dads. You'd ask them to still hang out with you. But once they say no enough times, you stop asking. And I think that's what it comes down to. If you are a parent and you still have a bunch of friends, you have friends you still want to hang out with that don't have kids, you've got to say yes every once in a while.
And if you're someone who doesn't have kids, you have to invite them to things that are realistic, and you're the one who has nothing going on. So if you're the one trying to make the plans,
be the organizer.
You can do anything. You can make it. You can plan them closer to their house. You have to learn to give them a little bit more heads up, which I have learned because I love to plan things last minute, and that does not work out when my friends have kids.
Yeah,
they don't come. They just don't come.
Kids make life a lot less spontaneous. It seems.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else, and that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
I've got a woman here who spent $5,000 to go down to Mexico and marry herself. That actually feels pretty affordable. That's a pretty cheap wedding in Mexico. To go down to Mexico and get married, $5,000, not bad.
Well, she was the only one there, so that makes sense.
I guess so. That was the whole question I had, because I've seen stories about other people marrying themselves. Whatever. You want attention, fine. But but what would you do if you were invited to somebody's wedding and they were marrying themselves? Would you support them? One of your friends?
This is a tough question, because in my mind, one of my friends would never do this.
Yeah.
Because I would just tell them, this sounds like such a waste of money. Why are you throwing away $5,000? To proclaim your love for yourself. It's a bit narcissistic, if you ask me. I would say going down to Mexico, if I'm paying for it, not the cards.
Yeah. I barely want to go to weddings that are two people.
Like, you're just inviting me on a vacation for you.
Yeah.
Like, would I go on vacation? It depends. If I would go on vacation with this friend regularly, maybe I would go. Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a vacation to Mexico where you also are having a ceremony one of the days.
Yeah. Not exactly how I'd want to spend one of the days in Mexico, but sure. The tough thing is, though, right? If this is one of your friends, clearly they're in a vulnerable position. They need some support. Is just going along with their little wedding charade, is that the support they need?
Are you being a good friend by doing that?
Yeah.
By hyping them up?
Right. But what if you say no? And then can you imagine something worse? You're marrying yourself and nobody shows up? If you weren't down bad enough already, that could really do something.
That would be the perfect, like, I don't need nobody thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so. It's you against the world at that point.
I don't need it. I don't need a significant other.
Yeah.
I don't need friends. It's just me, myself, and I. Love for myself. What's up? I'm
it's just
skipping this wedding.
reinforcing it. Yeah.
This is wild. I cannot endorse this kind of financially unstable relationship.
Yeah.
This is wild.
The other thing that's crazy, too, is
throwing away $5,000, which is crazy. But, if she feels special,
if you've got it to burn. If you're single, you might have no kids, you might have the $5,000 to burn. What's crazy is this story, too. This is a woman, and it also lists out a bunch of other notable people who have married themselves, including Selena Gomez.
When did she do that?
Last summer.
See, Selena, this is exactly why you can't be doing things like this.
Yeah, but
encouraging others to do craziness.
I'm looking down this list, and it's all ladies. Not a single guy has married themselves.
If a guy did this, it'd be odd.
Nobody would support that.
Nobody would go.
That's the difference. If it's a girl, it's like, well, you're empowering yourself. If it's a guy, it's like you're a lunatic.
Nobody would go.
No, yeah. Yeah.
If one of my friends, like, what kind of attention is he getting?
Yeah. If it's a woman, then there's some segment of people that are like, yeah, girl, go for it. If it's a guy, it's sad.
It's a 0%.
Everyone agrees that it's sad.
Oh, everyone agrees, 100%.
Yeah.
If I went to my dad and said, let's go to med school, I'm going to marry myself, the reaction that he would give me would be, no way, no go.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What a waste of money. But now, I don't have a sister, but if he had a daughter, he also would say no way. But maybe somebody...
your mom might be like,
a little more for it. Either way, neither of them would be because they're sane people, but the daughter is getting way more comfort than the son.
A lot more leniency.
If I said that, they'd be like, will you stop joking around?
Yeah.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.